is 22 News at 5.
22 News is asking the tough questions tonight: why MGM has changed their casino plans and how it may impact the Springfield economy. Welcome to 22 News at 5. I'm Julie McDonald. MGM's evolving casino design plans are causing some Springfield residents to question the company's commitment to the city. 22 News reporters Ryan Walsh and Kate Walsh are live at the casino site to tell us and show us how their plans have changed.
MGM has proposed some significant changes, reducing their square footage of their overall project by about 14%. Over the next 90 minutes here, we're going to show you what MGM had originally planned with their hosted community agreement and what they have now proposed and what those changes are.
That's right. So we're starting at the corner of Main Street and Howard Street. Now, right over here is Red Rose Pizzeria. This has been a restaurant in downtown Springfield for years. This will stay here. Now, all of the buildings next door to it were going to be retail space in the original casino plan. Those are still going to be retail spaces.
The biggest change is going to be over here from Howard Street to Bliss Street along Main Street. This is where the new hotel is going to be. This is significant because it's about 25,000 square feet less than the Glass Tower Hotel that was originally proposed. But one thing's going to be staying the same. Along street level, MGM's still going to have a couple of retail spaces and a couple of restaurants. Those plans haven't changed at all.
This hotel location was originally supposed to be where MGM's required 54 apartments were going to be located. A couple of weeks ago, they moved those apartments off-site of the casino. One location is going to be at 195 State Street, the former school department building. There will be between 30 and 35 apartments located there. MGM is also looking at another location. They're considering some apartments being built in Court Square.
On 22 News at 5:30, we'll continue to show you the changes that MGM has proposed. We'll head down to State Street. That's where the former Glass Tower Hotel was. For Kate Walsh, I'm Ryan Walsh, reporting live in Springfield for 22 News.
This is 22 News at 5:30.
22 News is working to get you answers after MGM announced they are scaling down the casino project again. 22 News has live team coverage. Good evening and welcome to 22 News at 5:30. I'm Barry Krieger.
And I'm Juliana Mazza. Another cutback. MGM wants to downsize its casino project by 14%.
22 News reporters Ryan Walsh and Kate Walsh are live on the edge of MGM's project with what will be going away.
We moved from Main Street to State Street, and we're continuing to talk about what MGM had originally planned in their host community agreement and what changes they've proposed in their new design plan. To give you a little look at where we are, many people know where the Hampden County Hall of Justice is here, right off of I-91 in Springfield.
That's right, and with I-91 right there, this was the original spot for where the 25-story Glass Hotel Tower was going to be. 250 rooms were going to be placed there at 73 State Street. That's since been scrapped. Those hotel rooms have been moved to Main Street, where we showed you on 22 News at 5. Now, this building will be a food court. The facade of the building will stay the same. The lobby of the building will be preserved, but it will be moved elsewhere.
95 State Street's the next building over, and they're going to try to preserve some of this facade as well. Originally, it was going to be a buffet, food market, and a rooftop pool, but because the hotel has moved, so has the pool. Now, MGM's proposed to make it a Starbucks and a poker room.
Over on the corner of Main and State Streets is 101 State Street. That tall building was originally going to be kept as office space. As it is now, MGM has since incorporated retail space into the design there.
The biggest change on State Street is clearly the loss of that 25-story Glass Tower Hotel. On 22 News tonight at 6, we'll go inside the project to show you more of the space that MGM plans to reduce.
That's right, and we'll also hear from Springfield residents and employees as to how they feel about these MGM Springfield changes. For Ryan Walsh, I'm Kate Walsh, live in Springfield for 22 News.
This is 22 News at 6.
You are taking a live look at MGM's property in downtown Springfield. 22 News taking you on a unique tour of the grounds to show you what will be different after the casino design was downsized. Good evening and welcome to 22 News at 6. I'm Barry Krieger.
And I'm Juliana Mazza. 22 News has been bringing you continuing coverage of MGM Springfield's casino plans. And tonight, we're taking a closer look at the design changes announced Tuesday.
22 News reporters Ryan Walsh and Kate Walsh are live in downtown Springfield to provide a walking tour of what the casino will look like now.
We're on Howard Howard Street, basically right in the middle of MGM's casino project. Behind us is the old armory. That plan really hasn't changed too much. It's going to be some type of restaurant or entertainment venue.
This whole area here on Howard Street, though, is also where most of the changes proposed by MGM on Tuesday will be taking place. So today, we spoke with residents and business workers in Springfield as to how they feel about all these new changes.
Now they're starting to dwindle the size. You wonder if next week they're going to come up with another reduction.
MGM Springfield is downsizing by 122,000 square feet. That's nearly 14% of its original design. This just a month after MGM announced removing the 25-story glass hotel tower and moving the 250 hotel rooms to a 6-story building. Springfield Mayor Dominic Sarno supported those changes, but said he felt blindsided by Tuesday's announcement.
And I find it incomprehensible, the non-communication that occurred here.
22 News asked residents if they were still confident in the casino's success.
I think it will be okay, you know, if they do what they said they're going to do, and we won't know that till they do it, right?
MGM Springfield President Mike Mathis.
There is no snapshot of this project. I think that's unrealistic. This has evolved over time and has evolved for a bunch of different reasons, including input that we get from our various constituents.
He said jobs won't be cut and they'll stick to the agreed $800 million budget. Another change, MGM Springfield moved its required 54 market rate apartments off-site of the casino. About 35 apartments will be built here at 195 State Street, the former school department building. We spoke with a woman who lives in downtown Springfield.
You do hit road bumps and you need to respond to those, and so that might end up meaning that you can't do what you initially planned and you have to be flexible in that regard.
The plan will not go through without the approval of the city and state gaming commission. You're taking a live look at the old Howard Street or Zanetti School. This building is going to be demolished. The original plans had this become an 8-story parking garage. Now the new plans say it will be down to a 7-story parking garage and 387 spaces will be lost in that change.
In front of the Zanetti School, the old Howard Street School, is basically where MGM is going to be putting its movie theater. That's going to be on the upper level. That is getting smaller as well by about 10,000 square feet. Underneath the movie theater, the bowling alley. That's shrinking too by about 8,000 square feet. But MGM is adding an arcade next to the bowling alley and also a sports bar, and that plan's basically stayed the same since its inception.
Back over here on the other side of Howard Street is that church. Now this is interesting. That church is actually going to be picked up and moved across the street closer to Union Street. One proposal for that church will be that it will become a wedding chapel.
Yeah, a lot of the main elements remain in this project, even though MGM is shrinking its size by about 14%. Really, the largest thing that's changing is the change from the glass-story hotel down to the horizontal hotel on Main Street.
That's right, and that was announced about a month ago.
Yes, and one thing they did mention yesterday is that the demolition of some of these buildings should begin by late fall, early winter. The construction, not until the spring.
And of course, that's all pending approval by the state gaming commission and the city leaders. Live in Springfield for Ryan Walsh, I'm Kate Walsh, 22 News.